You see you gave me the water? Because you know I was videotaping. Because that's who I am. Receipts in these New York City streets. Crystalcleareyes. It's the rise of Crystalcleareyes, a.k.a. Crystalstorms has been born. That's my father's last name, Storms. And I'm going to take it. I'm going as far as I can with Outer Bridge. And I'll never not be Outer Bridge, Crystal Outer Bridge. Only sister of my murdered sister, Cheryl Outer Bridge, who was murdered Monday, December 2nd, 2013, 6:30 a.m. in Jamaica, Queens, in a fucked up domestic violence threesome incident that I knew nothing about until after my sister was dead. All she ever told me was that she had a boyfriend in Queens and bought her car. She didn't tell me he broke her jaw slamming it in that car door, doing shit like that because he didn't want her to leave him and his dizzy ass woman, whatever the fuck her name was, I forget that bitch. They doing 25 to life. They doing 25 to life, 20 life now. Murdered my sister, but my sister's gone. And she'll never be forgotten, ever, ever. She'll never be fucking forgotten. Cheryl Patricia Outerbridge, my only little sister who I used to babysit alone when I was 7 years old. She was an infant, barely 6 months old. I was terrified, okay? But I also used to read to her in my mother's belly. I wanted her so bad. And now she's gone because she thought she could handle everything. She couldn't without her big sister protecting. But I know this, when I was there and she was around me and I was there in the household, my sister was never touched by anyone like I was. Sexually molested by 8 different family members between 6 and 16, including my cousins, Thomas Renee Samuels, Harold Stringer, Joe Davis, I believe, Lil Joe, Lil Claude Stringer, Stevie Stringer, everybody except Colleen, my favorite cousin Colleen, who never touched me or anyone. I love him to death, okay? Because I had fun with him growing up. I'll deal with my family in due time because I want a public apology from the ones who are still alive. See, my grandfather was the first one molested me. He's dead. He had to answer to God. My godfather also molested me, Coleman. He's dead. Got hit by a car on 155 there at Edgecombe, where Edgecombe and St. Nick and the bridge where they all intersect. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you're from Harlem and from the hood. And if you're not, you block arrested across here in the Bronx or wherever it is, I guess you don't. Right there where Polo Grounds is at the bottom, or 8th Ave and Colonial. I grew up in Colonial. Best friend, my former best friend, Pam Green, grew up in the Polo Grounds. She's still stuck there, you know, stuck on stupid, you know, and doing her own thing. And I said, this is my stop. I'm getting off here because I ain't gonna let her drag me down with her shit she going through. That I told her many years ago she needs to, you know, make some changes, but she's a grown-ass woman. She got to do what she got to do, or she chooses to do, and answer for it, just like anybody else do. Me, you, anybody. Boo-boo. So what I'm going to do is, now it's time for me to raise my people's awareness. Because you look all around, you see these foreigners, they're getting paid. They're opening businesses, even the ones who are not intelligent enough or don't have the good credit or the purpose and the focus to open businesses, fucking patronize their businesses. Guess who's not opening businesses in black neighborhoods? Black people! And it's gonna stop. And you know how it's gonna stop? We're gonna come together and say, fuck these motherfuckers, and go to court for class action lawsuits. Class action lawsuits for the linear descendants of American slaves and the American slave breeding programs that went on for over 50 years after slavery was over. Because slaves were such a big part of the economy, all that free labor, working in those fields, making all that money. Tobacco was considered brown gold, cotton, white gold, all for the purpose of making green gold money that we received none of. And they made sure those white folks in charge, the colonizers, who are really actually land and property and people burglarizers, you know, they want to make sure black people never have their hands on intergenerational wealth, which will be land, property, or any kind of business. And so that's what we are going to have to go to court for our reparations. Land, a couple states, so that everything we create, once we own that land,